Okay, so for efficiency's sake, I'm going to get started. We're at 7:03 now, and I'll try to admit people as they come in. If for whatever reason that, since we're admitting people in as we go, if someone notices that a friend can't come in and they're texting you, just please put a message in the chat to let me know they need to be admitted, because sometimes I lose track of that as we're going through. Good evening, everyone. My name is John Savastano. As many of you we've met in this circumstance and others before. Just want to do fast introductions for who we have with us tonight. Ed Kelleher and I together coordinate the welfare trust benefits together. So we have Ed here with us tonight. We also have Seth Kurz from Kurz Planning, who is our broker and has been now for the past 2.5 years. And Greg from Aetna is from, I'm sorry, Greg, I didn't have your last name, so you're just Greg from Aetna tonight. Greg from Aetna is with us tonight, and he'll be helping us with some of the transitional things that we have going on. Just a brief, just to go back a little bit to what happened here. First, full disclosures, I just told a couple people who were in early. My son had his second playoff game tonight, so I'm watching simultaneously both of my younger children, one who is potty training. So if anyone runs in here with half pants on, you'll have to excuse me. This is just the new world we live in. What happened was without going into too many of the details, we were with Met, as you know, for a year. We had a successful transition with Met, and then we felt as though the option with Aetna, that Aetna offered us both in this year and moving forward, was a fiscally responsible decision to make, as well as a decision that made a lot of sense in different ways. So that's why we're here making this transition. It's not something that we took lightly, to transition to a company 2 years in a row, from moving to Cigna to MetLife last year and then moving again. So there was a lot of discussion with the trustees, and ultimately we decided that both in the short term and the long term, this was the best decision for us. And thus far as the quick movement we've been making with Aetna so far, we're very satisfied with how quickly we've gotten where we are right now. So, that's very much due to the work of Seth Kurz and his office, as well as the work that Aetna's done with us. So we're very much appreciative of that. So today we're going to go over some of the details. Greg is going to bring us through Greg Aetna is going to bring us through some of the details of the retiree and the active member plans. Now, just to keep everyone straight on this, our retirees, since they pay premium, are offered 4 different plans. We offer the 2 that the active members receive, the top PPO and the top HMO. They have same access to those plans. But then we offer a cheaper HMO and a cheaper PPO for an option that might make more sense for people's budgets. And we instituted that about 2.5 years ago. So as we go through this, active members, as you're listening, and if you hear about like a second PPO or a lower PPO or lower DHMO or DMO, as you're going to hear it called tonight, that really has nothing to do with you. You're just focused on the higher PPO and the higher DMO. We're going to ask if you guys have any questions during this. Please put them into the chat as we go through. Try not to unmute just because it comes unruly as we go through. And also, if there are any questions, we'll have a question session at the end, and we'll stay on until we're all finished. Tonight's meeting is going to be recorded, and we'll put it up on the talontheweb.org website under the Welfare Trust, so you'll be able to access it after this. And of course, you all have my email, because the email correspondence mostly comes out through me, or you have Michelle Lacasio's email. So by all means, reach out to us or the appropriate person who's on each one. And before I hand it over to Greg, I just want to share one thing with everyone. I'm going to share my screen quickly just to show you that this letter is going out to everyone tonight, and I hope you can see it. This is going to tell us some of the open holes that we had with where we were about a week ago. So as of right now, our last day of coverage with Met will be on Wednesday, June 30th. We are starting, as of now, and all signs point to this happening, on Thursday, July 1st. We will be starting with Aetna. Your coverage with Aetna will begin then. We have a group number already, and you need not rush to jot this down because it's coming to you through email tonight, as well as through snail mail to the retirees. If you are someone who's in the DMO, we'll talk about that later. I'm not going to waste time on it now because I'm sure we'll hit that later. And we'll talk a little about those things right now. I just wanted you to know that all this information, pertinent information that you needed to know about the transition, which is happening in a couple of weeks, is coming out to you very soon, very shortly. So without any further ado, I'm going to hand the reins over to Mr. Aetna, Greg himself, Greg, if you're unable to share, just let me know and I'll make you the host.
Sure, thank you, John, and I will work on that as we speak. And while I do that, just to provide a bit less formality, my last name is in fact Fisher. So thank you everyone for joining this evening. I'm excited to go through these benefits with Aetna. I think you all should be excited. I know I was excited, obviously, but I'm just going through the detail of information where you were with Met and where you will be with Aetna. I think you're going to be very pleased with the level of benefits you'll be getting. And John, it says the host disabled participant screen sharing. I don't know if there's something else we need to do.
You're the host now, Greg, so if there was an issue, there shouldn't be now.
Got it. All right, I'm all good now. Okay, let me pull it up. There we go. Okay. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Can you see the?
No, I can't see your computer, Greg.
You can't see the computer. All right, let me try this one more time. I'll pull it up from the Zoom here. Here we go. Okay, see if this works.
It's working now.
Yep. Yep. All right, here we go. All right, I think we're good to go. All right, so let's go through this. And as John said, I'll go through this as slow as possible, as detailed as possible, with as much clarity as possible. But if you have any questions, as John mentioned, please throw your questions up on the chat, and I will be sure to address them as I can. So again, welcome. Just a quick overview. Again, my name is Greg Fisher. I am the sales VP for Aetna Specialty Product for Public and Labor. So we have a department that is specific to just public and labor. And what that allows me to do and allows the company to do is to provide some extra focus, some dedicated focus on public labor groups such as yourselves. We know that you have unique needs, unique plan designs and structure that is different from the private and commercial areas. So we're able to go above and beyond and make the necessary accommodations to support your needs. So I think that's what we're able to accomplish here. Just some quick things that we say Aetna continues to lead the way. There's various ways that we can do to march on, whether it be mobile teledentistry, a couple of things that we've been able to leverage during this time with COVID, folks not able to actually make it into the dentist's office. We have a mobile teledentistry options still today with credentialed providers. That's something that separates us, something that we do well. From a technology perspective, you'll hear more about this, or whether it be online, whether it be mobile app, or just some other ways that we're able to accommodate you as a member for your end user experience. Our technology is state of the art, provides you with tools to make your dental benefits work the way you intended to work, as seamless as possible, and provide you with as much information. And I'll provide a bit more detail on what that means. And of course, consumer experience. We talk about choice, value, and convenience. The intention here was to match your existing plan designs equal or better than. I would say there are many areas where we came out as better than, and I'll go through that detail a little bit as well. So you're going to get the choice, value, and the convenience that you're used to. Focusing on discounts, whether it be with the PPO or the level of $0 copays you'll see in the DMO, as well as just ensure that you're satisfied. I can say that for 2020, Aetna was ranked #1 by J.D. Power and Associates for member satisfaction. So we have full confidence that you will find value in your new dental plans with Aetna. So as we kick this off, as John kind of alluded to, as far as how we refer to our DMO, we know with any new company you switch to, there's some terminology changes. So I provided this slide quickly just so as I go through this presentation, And going forward, you'll know that the old references will no longer exist because you'll have to get used to the new Aetna references. So beginning with you've heard DHMO or HMO as a term on the medical side, but DHMO, you put the dental ahead of that. You probably heard that with MetLife. For Aetna, we just simply refer to as DMO. So as they go through those plan designs, the DMO is similar to what you know as the HMO. From a PPO standpoint, PPO PDP Plus is what you heard with MetLife. The plan that you'll be offered as the equivalent is called PPO or PPO2 plus Extend. So as you go on to whether it be the website, you're searching for your provider within a PPO network, you're going to reference the PPO2 plus Extend, which is a vast array of providers within that network. From a DHMO standpoint, your low plan and high plan DHMO, the MET 225 and the MET 50, respectively. The new terminology you'll hear from the DMO plan options is the Aetna Plan 57, which is going to be the low plan, and the Aetna Plan 56X, which will be the high plan. And I have a couple slides dedicated to those two plans, so you'll see some of the differences between the two plans. But from a terminology change, that's kind of where you're going to see the similarities. So next couple of slides, just from a PPO standpoint, as a reminder, I'm sure you all know what the PPO is, but here are the benefits that you see with the PPO. Obviously, the structure is more of a fee for service. You have a full massive network and the ability to go both in network and out of network. Aetna has a much larger network than MetLife, and you'll see that as you go and search a provider. You're also going to find deeper discounts within the PPO. So as you visit your dentist, whether it's an existing dentist that's also in the Aetna network or if it's a new provider, you take a look at the cost with services, which is a feature that you'll be able to do right online with the cost calculator. You'll notice that your out-of-pocket spend or just the cost fee schedules for services are going to be much lower. Average discounts in New York are about 45%. And at the bottom there, it highlighted in yellow, again, it refers you to Aetna.com, DocFine, and then obviously the PPO2 plus Extend is the network you'll search. From a DMO standpoint, different from the PPO where you have to pick your primary provider in network-only benefits. But again, I have to emphasize that Aetna has one of the largest, if not the largest DMO in the nation, vast array of providers to select from. So your access is going to be very vast. I got to say that the benefits with the DMO obviously is no annual maximum, no deductibles, and you'll see a large array of $0 copays, in particular with the 56X, which is the high DMO plan. So if you're looking for those out-of-pocket savings, although PPO is nice to have as it pertains to your access providers and ability to go in or out of network, DMO is really where you get the best bang for your buck because of those low co-payments on services. An example is you'll see orthodontia with a $1,000 copay, which is different than what you would see in the PPO, which would be a bit higher. So again, you have the option whether it be the low or the high DMO or the PPO, but the DMO is really where you get the biggest bang for your buck. So just to go through the plans here, and as John mentioned, the next two plans I want to show you are the low plan only. So you're going to see the low DMO plan and you're going to see the low PPO plan. Those two plans are the retirees only. So as John mentioned, the retirees have access to both the low plans and the high plans. The actives will have access to just the high plans, which I'll go over shortly. So the DMO plan, here's an example. Again, plan 57, you'll see, just as just an example, the screenshot, basically your preventive services, and you'll see zero charge, so those $0 copay amounts. So where I say you get the best bang for your buck, as you go through it in more detail, you'll see that there's many charges that have $0 or just low fixed copay amounts. And then the PPO low plan, which is similar to what you've had today. Those of you who are in the low plan, the deductible is there, and co-insurance being 70, 60, and then the 50. You're looking at an orthodontia maximum of 4,000 and an annual benefit maximum of 2,000. So again, speaking to the retirees only, these are your two options. Similar to what you've had with MetLife. However, as I mentioned, larger network, deeper discounts, and with regards to the DMO, you're going to see more $0 copays. So as I move to the high plans, those of you, the actives, zero in on these two next plans, this is the plan 56X. This is the high DMO plan. I got to say, this is one of the richer or the richest plans that Aetna offers. So you're going to see many $0 copay amounts as we go through this. Services are low in as it pertains to your basic services, and many of your major services, you're going to see them very low. Thus maintaining a lower cost overall. Services, as it pertains to what you were seeing with MetLife, again, more $0 copays, lower amounts, and then you have the network that goes along with that. From a PPO high plan, again, towards the actives and retirees, the PPO is similar to the co-insurance that you've had, the 85, 50. The big difference here is you're able to increase your annual maximum. It's increased to 2,500. I gotta say, with both plans, from an industry benchmark perspective, these are on the higher end. So you are getting pretty rich benefits compared to your peers. So you have that to have access to no deductible as well. I want to point that out as well.
Greg, can I just intercede for 1 second?
Sure.
I just want to call a note too, and this is for the ease of working with Aetna, and really credit to our broker, Seth Kurz, is that we actually saw our retirees will see a decrease in the premium this year, as will active members, but you don't feel it because the TAL pays for it. You'll see a decrease in premium and an increase in benefit, as Greg just mentioned. So that's important to note. That $2,500 is a big thing. So I just wanted to note that that's a really good thing for our retirees. Thanks, Greg.
Absolutely. Thanks, John. So quick network. I've mentioned this several times. It sounds like a broken record, but I can't speak this enough. The size of the network with Aetna, we really are proud with the way we continue to grow our network year over year. We have a large army of network recruiters that are constantly out on the road, banging on doors and getting quality providers to join our network. As I mentioned before, from a discount perspective, Aetna has one of the largest discounts in the industry. In particular, New York has the highest discount of all our states at 45%. So those savings are definitely present from a PPO standpoint. And then, of course, our DMO, where Aetna also shines. Again, I think we stand alone as it pertains to the size and access of our DMO network. And again, we continue to grow that with quality providers year over year. One of the other things I want to point out, another value add, is what we call our alternative orthodontia. So I wanted to include this as a value add that you get automatically. It comes along with having a dental. And what it is we know, again, in times of COVID and just not able to get out to an orthodontist, we have the option to mail. You can actually mail your orthodontia to your home, make impressions, send it back out to a site, and get whether it be retainers, we have Invisalign, things of that nature, invisible liners mailed to you directly. We have 3 different providers that offer this service. It's Bite, Candid, and Smile Direct Club. You may have heard of one or all of these, but it's just another way to get low-cost orthodontia served from the ease and comfort of your home, and it allows you simple access. Next slide, I provided some examples of some of the services that we provide. Bite, again, as I mentioned, and you'll see it's pretty consistent with all three carriers is, it's a 1, 2, 3 process, right? You get your impressions mailed to you directly from home. From there, you can package it up, mail it back to the doctor, and they make those liners in their laboratories, send it back out to you, and they have licensed orthodontists that actually track your progress. So you are not going to be left on your own with this convenience. You're still going to be monitored and have a strong follow-up plan aligned with each. And again, you have access to either Bite, which is pretty popular, Smile Direct Club, which may be the most popular of the three, and then Candid, that is an up-and-coming company, but they also work very well. So again, you can search for either one of these at Aetna.com. So if there is a situation where you're looking for orthodontia from home, you have these options. I can also say that Smile Direct Club and Candid both also offer, if you prefer to actually go into a brick and mortar, they also have stores or laboratories that you can actually go to directly and have those impressions made there. So option flexibility is the name of the game here. Along with the orthodontia value adds, we also have discounts. So these are the additional discounts and value adds that comes along with having the dental plan. And again, no cost to you. Every one of these services are available to you. You can just go on the whether Aetna.com, or we'll provide you some marketing pieces to provide you with a bit more information. But you have oral health products through CVS Health. As you may or may not know, Aetna and CVS Health have merged into one company. So what that benefits Aetna is having CVS as another avenue to get value-add services. So through CVS, you will get a particular card that gives you some additional discounts on oral health items, such as whitening products, mouthwash, toothbrushes, toothpaste, things of that nature. Of course, you can also go online through Z Dental, and get Aetna branded sonic toothbrushes, replacement heads, oral healthcare kits. It's pretty cool. I have a bunch of that. I own a bunch of that myself. It's always good to go out and you'll see discounts of up to, whether it be 50, I think these sonic toothbrushes are actually 70% off. In addition, in the wake of COVID, we also have face coverings, whether it be masks, N95 masks, no-touch thermometers, gloves. Those items are also available out there at a large discount. And then, of course, the Colgate products, specific Colgate products, if you're looking to maybe get some teeth whitening, they also offer their version of the electric toothbrush. And even outside of, just your oral care, because not only are we focusing on your oral health, but your overall health, lifestyle choices. So you have discounts on gym memberships, coaching, fitness gear, weight management. If any of you are interested if you ever enter in any races, I know I myself, I do a lot of Spartan races. We actually get discounts. So the money that you would use to enroll or sign up for those events, they'll actually give you money towards that. So you can submit that for a return. So again, pretty cool that you'll also offer the discounts outside of the oral care, but overall package. And the intent is to obviously keep you as members happy from both an oral perspective and overall perspective. Again, just some more, as I mentioned up top, you can see direct you to the member website. If for some reason you don't have access to a computer, we'll make sure that you're armed with some physical material, whether it be slip sheets or what have you, to help you with the additional details. As I mentioned, from a digital standpoint, those of you who have cell phones seems to be the way of the world today. The smartphones are like mini computers, and it almost feels like it's all out there. So of course we needed to accommodate those who have those smartphones. So whether it be phones or tablets or computer, it's a good way to go out there and have access to the member website. Very robust. It gives you the ability to schedule appointments, of course, check for your provider, have access to your ID card, actually go out there and whether if it's a cell phone, you can actually pull it up directly on your phone, or if it's a computer, you can actually print it out and take it with you. I do want to say that from an ID card perspective, the providers in our network do not require an ID card. So you can go out there without the ID card, but we also know that there are many people are comfortable because they're so used to providing it on the medical side. So we obviously make that available to you as well. But the other key feature I like with the member site is the cost estimator. That is one of the items that is actually new. We've enhanced it throughout the years. We do feel that it is the best in the industry. It allows you to pull up your provider. It pulls up the zip code where the provider resides, and you can actually enter the exact service you're looking to get done, and it will tell you exactly how much that'll cost. The cool thing about that is you'll see exactly what your out-of-pocket will be even before you enter the chair. So again, if you're looking to get service, you have no idea, you want to see what that particular service will cost you, it eliminates any surprises. If you have a cell phone, you can actually do it from the chair before you leave the office. So again, another opportunity to really stay in tune with your benefits and also know exactly how much your spend will be. This is just another screenshot that shows the website itself, very easy to view. We just added a pretty cool feature for our Spanish speaking population. At the click of a button, it actually translates everything to Spanish with the click of a button, which is pretty cool, making sure that everyone has access to it. But again, schedule your appointments, provide a lookup, view your benefits, check a claim. If you're waiting for a pending claim, you can go out there and they can actually send you email alerts to know and really identify when that claim has been paid. And again, we provided all the information that you find on the laptop, also has been armed on the mobile app. Last slide is really, I like to show this. Again, the partnership and the fact that CVS Health and Aetna are one company now, being able to access all these CVS stores. I know there are many locations within New York itself. Myself live in New Jersey, and I have 3 easily within 2 miles of my residence. It's pretty cool to know that walking into CVS, you are also walking into an Aetna, so to speak. So you get those discounts on the services. But another thing that Aetna is also doing is being able to, as CVS expands their health hubs, we're going to also offer dental care delivery. So what that is going to allow you to do is walk into a local CVS that has a health hub, and you'll be able to get just another provider option to go in there and get some care. So pretty cool. The whole point here is not to have you as a fly-by-night for 1 year. Our goal is to have you for many years. We truly value you as a partner. So, as we continue to grow, as we continue to get bigger, as we continue to get better, we have our ear to the street from a member perspective, what makes us better. You'll be able to capitalize and value and get the value from the enhancements that we continue to make. So again, open enrollment, I won't go through this detail. I'll have maybe John and Seth with this for detail as necessary, but now's the time, make your selection. Hopefully it provided you with enough information. If not, then we'll make sure that you are armed with that additional information to make your choices. But again, I can't speak enough to the level of benefits you're getting. We feel that Aetna will be a much better partner for you, and you'll find much value in the benefits you will obtain. And I will stop there, and I'll pass it back to you, John.
Awesome. Thanks, Greg.
Thank you.
So at this point, we have a couple of pending questions that people had asked. I just want to make sure that we address those. So I just and Seth, I'll hand it over to you. But in the beginning, I put the website that everyone can access for information if you'd like to access for everything that Greg mentioned before. He showed you screenshots of the dental summary for the PPOs and just a part of the total the copay package for the DMO packages. We have all that information at the website that's up in the chat. So please, by all means, check that out if you're doing a comparison as a retiree, or if you're an active member considering moving to the DMO, please consider that. Also, we understood that this was a better DMO benefit than we had with MetLife, and that's another reason that this made it a decision that we decided to go in this direction. But Seth, can I hand over to you for the questions?
Yeah, one of the things, maybe Greg, maybe you want to address the Invisalign coverage and stuff like that. There were some questions in the chat about that, how it works, you guys cover it, how it works for transition if they're in the middle of Invisalign coverage.
Yeah, so Invisalign is, Invisalign, just for full disclosure, is the name of the company. I think the general term is invisible liners. And that is, as I talked about those three, the three alternative orthodontia options. So with Bite and Smile Direct, those are the options you get with the invisible liner. So you can either go to the traditional metal braces, or whether it be the Invisalign or the invisible liners. When you talk about coverage for orthodontia under your plan, it also does cover Invisalign and the invisible liners. So as far as work in progress, we do have orthodontia work in progress. So depending on where you are with your treatment, as you know, with orthodontia, they break it up in phases. We will pick up where you left off. So knowing that you have a lifetime maximum, based upon where you are with your lifetime maximum, Aetna will pick up where you left off, and then basically prorate the amount that you already spent for your maximum, and then cover the rest of the amount.
And one of the good things, if this stuff occurs, one of the good things about the DMO dental from Aetna is there's a $1,000 copay cost for orthodontia services under the 56X plan, which is the richer plan for retirees, or the DMO option for the active people. So this is one of the reasons why, if you have kids or you've run a lot of claims, then this is a good choice for you financially, and getting good benefits from good dentists.
Absolutely. DMO is definitely an avenue for cost containment. So you find a provider within a network. Again, the value here and the opportunity here with Aetna is the fact that our DMO network is so large. There's so many general providers to choose from, and primary care providers to choose from.
There's a question here regarding, as far as the 27th year, that hasn't changed at all. And just to be clear with everyone, it's always, well, actually it used to be 26, and we had it increased to 27 a couple of years ago. But it's at the month they turn 27, at the end of that month, that dependent is no longer covered.
Yep.
There was also, Seth, can you speak to the $2,500 max, the year that runs on? Is it July to July, or is it January to December?
The $2,500 max for active members will be on the calendar year. For retirees, it will be for the fiscal year, the 7/1 until 6/30. That's for the PPO plan only. The DMO plans have no annual limits, so you don't have to worry about those if you're in the DMO plans. Back to you, John.
And thank you. And then, Greg, regarding how do we access gym membership discounts? For example, Crunch Fitness, do they have to set up their portal first?
Yes. So once they set up the portal, it'll actually be a way to for gym membership reimbursement. So the portal set up, and then once you have your gym membership, if it's already in place, you'll just have to submit. They actually go online and make it very easy. You submit your, I think it's like a receipt or just a claim, and they'll provide you with that reimbursement. They reimburse up to a certain amount, which is spelled out on the website.
Awesome. And just as we make this transition, so Seth and I have, and Ed and I have talked a bunch of times about the idea that our membership is not yet transferred into Aetna's system yet, and so because of the short turnaround that I spoke about before, there's a lot happening at this moment, but they're not there yet. So to be clear for the members, Greg, they couldn't set it up yet, right? That we're not to that point yet. Really, to be safe, that's not going to be until 7/1, correct?
That is correct. That is correct. Like I said, we're working diligently. Tight turnaround, but we have I know Seth can contest to, we have a VIP team working around the clock. Particular project manager who was very militant. She's very good, but she's keeping everyone in line and all marching towards a common goal of 7-1. So the goal is to make sure that everyone is squared away within a tight time turnaround.
Awesome. And Darlene Metz wants to make complete sure that she has this. So she's in the middle of Invisalign's service right now, and she wants to make sure that up to her lifetime maximum, which is $4,000 to us, she can continue service for those in Invisalign up to the $4,000 lifetime maximum after 7-1 with Aetna, correct?
That is correct.
Try to find another way to ask it, Darlene, and see if we can answer it. Someone else asked, are there other gym memberships associated with getting discounts besides just Crunch Fitness?
There should be more. I don't know. I'll have to look out, and maybe that's something I'll provide you, Seth and John. I believe there's a list of memberships, but to be honest with you, because I know I went through the same thing with my own gym reimbursement, is they don't really specifically point out a gym. I think just as long as you're going to get that membership, they'll provide reimbursement. So the emphasis isn't really on the type of gym, it's the fact that you're going to work out.
Thank you. And then people are asking questions about the change in benefit. You know, one of the things that was important to us is that the benefit, and as Greg said earlier, the benefit across the board should be either the same or richer, depending on what you're looking at. And that goes for both the PPO and the DMO. And that was something that was important to us. So everyone should be gaining benefit here. And that's what Aetna has provided us and allowed us to make this change. And that's why, although abnormal to switch dental companies 2 years consecutively in a row, that's one of the reasons that Aetna made this decision much easier for us. So as you look at the what has been covered in the past should be covered in the future. And if it's not, we'll have to look into those situations as they pop up.
Absolutely. And that, again, that's kind of why I kind of gave that intro with, my being public and labor specific. Aetna has a separate department for public and labor because with all public and labor groups, that's the common theme, right? Is equal to or better than. So as we run these within our underwriting, within our department for sales support, that's the mentality that everyone shares, is we need to, as we design these plans, knowing that it'll be spelled out by the broker, which it was by Seth, that we need to make sure that we keep them whole. That was the marching orders we were given, and that is the whole premise and structure that we operate under. It's equal to or better than. So we make sure that whether it's be the PPO or the DMO, the benefits will come out, at the very least the same, but more often than not, I can tell you that our intention and goal is to ensure that we're presenting ourselves better than what we currently have.
Awesome. And as we transition, just for those who know who are in the DMO, one of the hardest parts for the transition, and this is Seth's office has helped and will continue to help us with, is that for those of you in the DMO, as you know, you have to choose a specific provider that you have to provide to Aetna. So, and sometimes when that provider that you have now with Met in the DHMO that you're in is may not be in the Aetna DMO. Seth has offered his office and his one of his the ladies who works his office, Larissa, to assist with people who need help trying to find someone, because it can be difficult sometimes to find a DMO provider because the network is just much smaller than the PPO, as is the case with all dental providers. So, and that information has gone out to you, and that will go out again through email tonight. So please take advantage. And we also, Seth and I spoke about a plan today that his office will be implementing in order to reach out to those people who need help making those questions. And
absolutely. I can also add, to make John your life easier and Seth definitely your nurses' lives easier. As I mentioned before, the DMO at the DMO network is much larger than the MetLife network. So finding a provider that is close to your residence should be and will be much easier than you were previously experienced.
And although a small sample size, the people that everyone I've spoken to, and that's about 24 people, have all said that the either PPO or DMO that currently their provider is in the correct network. So it's a good start for us, and we'll hope that trend continues. But there certainly will be people where it's not a perfect,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I think that's Michelle. Is a code needed for a DMO dentist or just the name? So when the person provides to our offices, are they going to have to provide the actual code, or are they going to be able to just provide a name and then we can look up the code from there?
If you provide the name, we should be able to look up the code of the name.
Thank you. So we'll linger in silence for about 30 seconds before and see if anyone has any further questions. And if you do, please don't take this as the last opportunity. You have everyone's contact information, except Greg's. He's not giving it out because he's really Greg Aetna, and he's too high.
Greg Aetna, there you go.
He's too high up the chain.
Me up.
His information. But I as we and if there's no other questions, I just want to thank Greg, and I want to thank Seth for the excellent job they've done with this transition in such a short time. It's really been, I feel very, very comfortable. I know Ed feels the same. He and I speak all the time, and Michelle is feeling good about where we are right now. I don't want to say we apologize for the inconvenience, because I know it's an inconvenience for some people, but we don't apologize because we think that we're ultimately giving you better benefits for cheaper for those who are retired. And remember, active members, one day we're all RTAL. So the amount of money we save now, that compounds over years and years and years. And we want to make sure that that benefit looks just as good now for our retired members as it will for us when we're in retirement. So again, if you have any questions, we'll help to do anything we can to make this transition as smooth as possible. And like I said earlier, Aetna has given us, with Aetna and Seth working together, we're able to give us rate cap increases that we find palatable, that we, moving forward, that we'll be able to stay with Aetna for a long time. And hopefully, as Greg said before, that we have a great experience and we're able to stay for a very long time with Aetna.
Absolutely.
So I want to thank Greg and Seth, unless you guys have anything else to say. Thank you guys very much.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
I'm good. Thank you for this opportunity, and just looking forward to, again, a fantastic partnership with Aetna.
Same here. Have a good evening, everyone. This will be available, the recorded version of this will be available on the website probably tomorrow.
Sounds good. Thanks, everyone.
Take care, everyone. Have a good night.
Good night.